Why am I just now finding out what cashmere is made of?
Hello? You're currently on the phone with Kacey K. Yep, that's me.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. How are you? I'm Casey. This is On the Phone with Kacey K. I'm your host. The show is named after me. Sometimes I wish I would have chosen a title with just one word or something. Been much easier to brand, but you know what? I'm sticking with this one. This is episode 122, so I don't think I'm going to change it anytime soon. If I haven't changed it now, what's the point? It is currently January 13th. It is 7:15 a.m. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. We actually have a lot to talk about. It's just interesting how sometimes the weeks line up and there's nothing to talk about really. Like I have a short list. This week is a long list, also because I have the list of movies that are coming out this year, also a list of books that are coming out this year. First, before I forget, I didn't write this down, but I just remembered we should talk about the Golden Globes. They were Sunday night, and what I liked about this, what show was I trying to watch the other day? It was the Critics' Choice Awards, and I couldn't watch them because I didn't have TV, and you can't stream it. But with Paramount, you can stream the Golden Globes, which I don't know why they all don't do this. I think they're getting there, but eventually you'll be able to stream the Oscars on YouTube TV, but that's not till 2029. I'm not sure why they announced it so early. And I'm wondering if that's you have to have YouTube TV, which YouTube TV used to be affordable. Now it's not. Not even, it's just like all the other stuff. Also, I was thinking this, they should let you just buy like whatever you want to watch, like pick and choose. Like, what if I don't want to watch all the other shows, but I want to watch the Grammys? I don't even know. Is the Grammys on CBS too? I guess it doesn't matter now because you can stream it, but like the Critics' Choice Awards, for instance. I wanted to watch it. I couldn't. Why can't I just go onto Peacock and just like buy that program and just like or rent it, you know what I mean? For like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks, I would do that. I don't know why they haven't thought about that yet. Maybe it's because I'm not in there running things and, and telling them what to do. Nikki Glazer hosted. She just announced she's going on tour and she's coming to Utah. She's going to a lot of places. Vegas quite a bit, which makes sense. But this time, me and my cousin, because we've seen her once or twice, maybe just once. And we've seen Chelsea Handler 2 or 3 times. Anyway, they always choose this venue in Utah. It's called Kingsbury Hall. It is a beautiful venue. They need to redo the seats. There's no like ventilation. The building's so old. The parking's terrible. So like I refuse to go to anything that happens at Kingsbury Hall anymore because first of all, my knees touch the seat in front of me. And when I mean touch, I mean they are jammed into the seat in front of me and I can barely walk after. It's not comfortable. It's not a comfortable venue. The first time I went to Chelsea Handler, I was able to sit on the aisle so I could put my feet out. That helped. The Nikki Glazer one, we were kind of in the middle section, so there was not an option to do that. And I feel bad. The poor lady next to me, I don't know. Is this a sign of ADHD where you can't hold still? Should we just look it up? My fascination with ADHD is is interesting. Should we ask Google Gemini? Is fidgeting a sign of ADHD? Yes, fidgeting, like tapping feet, squirming, or playing with objects, is a very common side of ADHD, linked to hyperactivity and inattention. But it's also a self-regulation strategy that helps some people with ADHD focus better, acting as a release for pent-up energy or a way to stay stimulated during boring tasks. While not a diagnosis on its own, it is a key symptom of a hyperactive impulsive type, often appearing with restlessness and difficulty staying seated. Yeah, I move a lot in my seat. Like I can't sit still. I have to constantly be like crossing my legs or uncrossing my legs or moving from side to side or whatever. So every time I was doing that at the Nikki Glazer show, the lady next to me, I think she felt bad because she could tell I was uncomfortable, but she like would hurry and move like she was in my way. I'm like, you're fine. Like I'm just an adult with a chronic fidgeting issue. Anyway, she hosted and she did a great job. She is always funny. She's always just like, I don't know, you just want to be friends with her, and she just is so quick and so if you have never seen anything she's done, just like Google Nikki Glazer roasts and she just like blows everyone out of the water. She just it's like no one can compete with her. She's hilarious. She's like just so quick with her jokes and just clever. Like a lot of them, like I was listening to the other night, I was like, that, like, how has nobody thought of that joke yet? Like, she really went after Leonardo DiCaprio. She's like, Leonardo DiCaprio, she went on about his like what he's accomplished this year, and she's like, and you completed all of that before your girlfriend's 30th birthday. And he actually was a pretty good sport. You never know. Like I think all the time when they're making fun of him, because they pick on him at pretty much every event that he's at, and he just is a good sport about it. I'm always curious if he's gonna maybe not. Maybe one day it'll be just too much, but he seems to go with it and whatever. He was there for his movie. I was gonna say Only Murders in the Building. That is not correct. He was there for his movie One Battle After Another, which was filmed and directed by is it Paul Thomas? Paul Thomas Anderson, who I found out by watching them kiss when he won his award, that he is married slash maybe they're not married to Maya Rudolph. I'm like, oh, I did not know that. Maya Rudolph, if you're curious, she was on SNL for a long time. She's on that new show on Apple TV. Is it Billions or what is it called? She's that billionaire lady on Apple TV. She's also in Bridesmaids. She did so good in that movie. Everyone did so good in that movie. But anyway, yeah, I had no idea that that's who she was married to or whatever. But that movie won quite a bit. I don't think Leonardo, come on. I don't think Leonardo won anything that night. Who else won? I guess we can just pull it up. Well, this is the first year they ever did a podcast category, and a lot of good podcasts were in there, including Mel Robbins. I had no idea. And Amy Poehler's Good Hang was in there. She did an episode the other day with Gwyneth Paltrow, and I just loved it. As you all know, I love Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow's like my white girl idol. Okay, let's see. They don't have 2025 winners on here. It goes 2021, 2022, 23, 24, 6. Mnet won for drama motion picture, and I don't know. I just don't love that time period. I want to, because like the castles and like whatever. I don't think there's a castle in Hamnet, but um, I just don't get into that. Like Game of Thrones. The only thing I'd be interested in that is because of the girl that has the dragons. But there's just so much other stuff that goes into it. Okay, Jessie Buckley won for Hamnet, actress in a motion drama picture. Tiana Taylor, One Battle After Another. Tiana Taylor was also in All's Fair this year, so she's had a pretty big year. K-pop Demon Hunters won for animated feature film. I always complain when they announce things way too early. That is another one. K-pop Demon Hunters, part 2 or video 2, movie 2 or whatever is coming out in 2029. I'm like, what? What? Why? But when they were walking up to the stage to get their award, they had like announcers in between, which I actually liked. Instead of just like being awkward and trying to watch them get up to the stage, they would just have people in the background, like news correspondents, like just talking about them, talking about their clothes, their dresses, their upcoming projects, their accolades if they've won this award before. Like it was actually a very good idea, whoever's idea that was. But they're like, it just takes so long to create this movie that's why it's going to take so long. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but also in the world of AI, I'm not saying AI should make the movie, but we just do things so quickly now. Like it's not like they have to hand draw it. Maybe they are. Maybe they are doing hand drawing. What was I going to say though? I was going to say something different. Also, they said that Sony didn't believe in the movie, and so they sold it to Netflix. But I think they might have just sold the rights to Netflix. They still own it, like co-own it or whatever. Interesting. I think it'd be so hard to be in that position where I think everyone has been, just like on a smaller scale, of when you didn't see potential in something and then it goes on to be pretty successful or pretty popular. And you're like, dang it, why did I get rid of that? Okay, Timothy Chalamet won for Marty Supreme, actor in a musical or comedy film. I think it's kind of a running joke because someone said it, one of the presenters said it in the Golden Globes the other night. I said, I'm still mad that it was Judd Apatow, who Judd Apatow is like a very, very funny person and does a lot of comedies. He did like this is what it was. He said, I'm still mad that my comedy movie lost for best comedy, Trainwreck, to The Martian. I'm like, I guess The Martian had some comedy in it, but I would definitely say The Martian is more of a drama. I just don't get who comes up with these. these things. Oh, Helen Mirren won the Cecil B. DeMille Award. I love her. Stellan Skarsgård, he won. He's the father of the Skarsgård children. He won for sentimental value. That movie, I think about it a lot, and it was like a slow burn movie. I usually don't like those, but it was very good. I highly enjoyed that movie, and he did good, so I can see why he would win that. I wonder. There's a lot. Okay. Yes, here we go. Best screenplay went to One Battle After Another. I have not seen this movie yet, but I've heard it's very good. This one I loved. Rose Byrne. I think she's just known for being a comedic actress. Like her role in Spy is so funny. Also, the way she plays Helen in Bridesmaids, just this like over the top, like elegant, like, oh, we're gonna go to dinner here because I know the owner, and just like the whole speech scene with Kristen Wiig. But she does this kind of serious role. The movie's called If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You. I really don't know the premise. I think she's like a mom or something, and I think she's disabled somehow. I don't know. There's some kind of thing to it, but she was on Conan O'Brien's podcast and they were talking about it. And he said, "Oh, I think he's in it. I think Conan is in it." But anyway, he was just talking about what her performance was, like how amazing it was and all this stuff. So that's what I want to see. Okay, Sinners won for Best Cinematic Box Office Achievement, also for Best Original Score. Sarah Jessica Parker won for the Carol Burnett Award. Paul Thomas Anderson, he won for Director of Motion Picture. Let's see. The Pit won a lot. I don't get it. I just don't love doctor shows. I don't know why. I never have. Yeah, The Pit. So The Pit won. Noah Wiley won. He's in The Pit as well. It does very well. Adolescence won for Best Miniseries or TV Film. Jean Smart won for Hacks, Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy. Let's see. This kid, he's Owen Cooper, Best Supporting Role. I think he was in Adolescence. The Studio won over Hacks, which doesn't happen very often, but The Studio is the one with Seth Rogen and Catherine Hahn and Catherine O'Hara. It's on Apple TV. For that's very good. Ricky Gervais won for stand-up comedy. I don't know how to feel about him. Michelle Williams won for actress in a miniseries for Dying for Sex. Let's see. Seth Rogen won for actor in a musical or comedy. And then, like I said, did I tell you the winner of this? Maybe I didn't. Good Hang with Amy Poehler won for best podcast. There was that one. There was what's the one with Will Arnett? It's like the three guys, the three comedians are in it. That one, Mel Robbins, NPR, and something else. Anyway, I was kind of hoping for Mel Robbins, but I like Good Hang too. I think everyone does. It's just kind of like a fun, light-hearted, funny thing. I can't remember who it was. Someone asked Amy Poehler, I think, on her podcast, like, what did you want to start a podcast for? And she's like, well, I saw a bunch of men doing it and giving the absolute bare minimum and still succeeding. So she's like, I'm giving 25%. And I just wanted to try and see how it would work out. And it paid off. So anyway, speaking of Will Arnett, I went and saw the movie Is This Thing On? And I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I did like it. It just seemed to me like it could have been a streaming movie. And I don't love saying that, but there are just movies that should be streaming because I think movies should go to the theater. But it was just a little long. If it was a little bit shorter, I think it would have been okay. But it has Laura Dern, who I love, Will Arnett, and Bradley Cooper. Who else? I think there's another person. Is it Amy Sedaris? I think she's in it. Anyway, Bradley Cooper's part is pretty small. The main characters are Will Arnett and Laura Dern. They're getting divorced, and it's kind of like an amicable divorce. And to cope, he starts to do stand-up comedy. Like he wants to go in this bar one night, and they're like, "You have to pay to get in." He's like, "I don't have any cash." And he's like, "Well, why'd they just get to walk in?" He's like, "Because they're on the stand-up list." And he's like, "Well, put me on the list." So anyway, it was kind of like an open mic night, and there's parts of this movie that's very, very, very secondhand embarrassment, and it was so hard for me to sit through. But I did it. Obviously it wasn't like terrible, but like it's like he's getting up on stage and he's nervous, so he's just like kind of sitting there waiting to say something, and you don't know what he's gonna say, if his jokes are gonna be funny, and I'm like, it's making me nervous now. Like I don't know how people can do that. But yeah, it's kind of like them going through the divorce, and then him starting this new stand-up comedy journey. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of about a couple that is trying to find themselves again, trying to find a spark in their life again, their own separate lives, and then, but still like loving the other person. Like nothing actually happened, Anyway, it was very good. Also, Bradley Cooper directed it. I did not know that till the end credits. So, yeah. Anyway, I recommend it. I would probably maybe say wait. Although right now there's not a lot of movies in theaters. Maybe there is. I think I've seen most of them though. So, anyway, another movie I went and saw, and I was actually happy this one was still in theaters because I've been wanting to see this. It's called Eternity. This one came out in like November, I think. I just was, I have a hard time just being at home. I don't know what this is. If there's like a thing, if I'm at home as it's getting dark, I don't like it. I don't know why. I just feel like this sadness come over me. I don't like to be in the house as it's getting dark. I like to be outside doing things, whatever. And so it was like that around that time, and like I could have just stayed home and watched TV and stuff, but for some reason, especially in the winter, the summertime, not so much. So I was like, I gotta get out of this house. I wasn't even in the house very long. I'm going insane in this house. I've been here for 45 minutes. So I was like, oh, here's a movie. Eternity starts at 7. Let me go. And I thought honestly I'd have the most of the thing to myself, the theater, because it's been out for so long. And I think it's on Apple TV now because it's an Apple movie. So I went and bought my little ticket, got my popcorn, and I went and sat on the side by myself. And the theater was almost full. So I don't know if people were seeing it again, if people wanted to see it, and they opened up a showing, like a time slot or whatever. But it was one of those audiences that was so fun. Everyone is giggling and laughing. I could hear people crying. You could just hear people mingling, and I don't love when people like talk through the whole movie, but I love when people like lean over and whisper like something funny or whatever, and like people are just like having a great time at the movie theater. If you're unaware what this movie is, it's at Elizabeth Olsen. She is the Scarlet Witch with Callum Turner, he was in The Boys and the Boat and that Masters of the Air, I think it was, on Apple TV with Austin Butler. He's also Dua Lipa's fiance. And then Miles Teller. We all know who Miles Teller is. The first thing I ever saw him, and I think it was his first movie, was Footloose. And he's come a long way. Anyway, the premise of that movie is when you die, you go to this middle ground, and then you get to choose which eternity you want to go to. And there's like tons to choose from. Like there's like beach eternity, sunset eternity, forest eternity, just like all kinds of random ones. And just the ones they came up with were the ones that they came up with were clever. Like they had wine eternity, no man eternity, so no men could go there. It was just a really well done movie, very thought out. But basically, she was married to some guy. He died in the Korean War, and she remarried Miles Teller, and they were married for like 60 years, and they end up dying close to the same time. But she gets to the middle ground, and Callum Turner had waited there for her. He was just a bartender in this like middle like stopover place, and he's been waiting for her. So she has to choose which husband that she wants to spend eternity with. And it's cute. It's fun, it's sad, it's cute, it's funny. So I recommend it. I'm pretty sure it's on Apple TV now if you want to watch it. And there are some theaters that are still playing it. So I recommend that. This one, I had to put this here because I thought it was funny. Apparently, in an interview, Callum Turner said he's going to start choosing roles that don't involve kissing because his kisses only belong to Dua, which is very, very sweet. But he is in like one of the front runners to be the new James Bond, which I think he would be great at. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure James Bond does sex. So I don't know how you're gonna get around that. But I mean, you'd be crazy to turn down the James Bond franchise just because you don't want to kiss anybody else but your fiance, which I get. I'm not saying like go out and cheat on people, but like I don't know. I don't know if that was just like a silly thing he said, but also it says Dua might be involved in the movie. I don't know if that means like she's one of the women at the bar or if she's gonna have a song. Oh, you know what? That would be good. That would be good because I remember when Billie Eilish and Phineas did the song for Skyfall. No. That's Adele. They did No Time to Die, and people were not very happy because it was like the first time a non-British person did the song for James Bond. But the song is good. The song is so, so good. That would be great because Dua is British and she's amazing at what she does. I hope she's involved in the song, even if he's not in the movie, even if Callum's not in the movie. I hope that she's involved. Anyway, I think did I see 2 or 3 movies this week? Just two. Anyway, I have a goal also because in high school one year, I don't even know why this started. I think it's just because I realized that I had already gone to the movie so many times. I think it was like after week, I don't know, 15 or something. I was like, I've been in the movie every single week this year. I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. And I did until like 32 weeks and I just stopped. But I'd go to a movie every single week, sometimes 2 or 3 movies. And I loved it. So I'm going to try and do that again for a whole year. This one we watched a long time ago, but I forgot to talk about it, was the Jody Hildebrand uh, documentary on Netflix. If you're unaware, this is the lady that went to prison because her and that YouTube mom, Ruby Frankie, were abusing her kids. And so now they're both in prison. And Jody is like a therapist, but I don't know. This one's more about Jody. Obviously, it's her name in the title. The other ones have been about like Ruby and that the family or whatever. This one's exclusively about Jody and just kind of how she got to where she was, and just is so funny to see. She truly hates men, like truly despises men. In her program, she would have men that would come to her and like seek counsel or whatever, and she would like not be mean to them, but just slowly convince them that they were like not good and that they should be ashamed of themselves and all this stuff. Like this one guy, he's on there talking about how he was her client, and he's like, I moved out of my house for over a year. I didn't see my daughter for over a year because I thought I was not worthy to be in her presence. I thought I was just a bad person, a bad dad, a bad guy, and she convinced me that I was this terrible person, so I moved out. And I'm like, that is crazy. And like him and his wife are still married. I think his wife was the one that found Jody at first, and then he got more involved than the wife. And anyway, brainwashed him, moved out of his house. Anyway, she would just basically tell men that they were trash, which I mean, there are several men that are trash, but like it was just interesting how she portrayed her views onto other people. But many people in this documentary did say Jody was very, very convincing. Like she could get anybody to do anything pretty much. She could get anybody to give her money. She lived in a $5 million house in St. George, up in is it Ivans? Where all these massive, like her house was 10,000 square feet, and she had a podcast which had over 500,000 listeners. And like, who wants to listen to that? Like, she had this whole like company. Can't remember what it was called. Connections, but it was Connextions Connections. Basically a cult. But Ruby Frankie claims that she had brainwashed her, but I think Ruby's just as crazy as she is. I actually know Ruby's sister and brother-in-law from a long time ago. My friends they have a YouTube channel, and when they were trying to like get their channel going, they collaborated with a bunch of other people who were also trying to get their pod, or who were also trying to get their YouTube growing, and so I'd hang out with a lot of those people. And yeah, I know her sister, or knew, and we don't know if they even know who I am anymore. Anyway, I knew about the whole Ruby Frankie thing before this all blew up because I think it was like 2020, 2021. I watched it was like a girl on YouTube that does deep dives onto like YouTube people who are problematic, and hers was one of them. And just like how she made the son sleep on a beanbag, how the girl went to school and she forgot her lunch, and the school called Ruby and was like, so the school's like, so she forgot her lunch. Can you just bring her something? And she's like, no, that's her fault. She needs to learn from her mistakes. The girl's like 5 or 6. Like, I don't know. It just got to be like so bizarre, and so bizarre that they would put it on camera and people would watch it. Anyway, this documentary is pretty good. It's pretty long. It is pretty long, but it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. But it shows like the police camera footage of them going and arresting her. You know what? I also was gonna say, I can't remember if they had said they got a warrant for this. I think they did, because how they found out this was all going on it's really sad. Ruby's son showed up at this guy's house, knocking on the door, like asking for food and water, and he was so malnourished and so just like starved, and he had duct tape on his hands. He had sores from where a rope had been, and like they were oozing. um and the guy that called the police, I think pretty much everyone's seen this, but he's like, there's a boy here who is like like, he needs help. I mean, the guy like starts crying because that's how bad the kid looked. And so I think they got a warrant pretty quickly after that. But I'm just like, this is the force they needed to use when it was Susan Powell. Did you guys ever listen to that podcast Cold, the Susan Powell one? It was just so, I stopped listening to it because it was just so disheartening to see them constantly dropping the ball throughout the entire thing. And they're like, well, we had to follow protocol. We had to follow protocol. I'm like, She literally left a note in her desk at work that said, "If anything happens to me, it is because of my husband." What more evidence do you need than that? Just like there were so many times when you're like, just break protocol. I think you'll be okay. And they didn't. And look what happened. Anyway, but these guys, they wasted no time. They went right in. She opened the door. They grabbed her immediately and put her in handcuffs. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I was a woman instead of a man. They let Josh Powell off with so much stuff, and it was so aggravating to listen to. Them just constantly letting him off the hook, letting him go when he was clearly not well. He was clearly mentally disturbed. Anyway, enough about that. Let's start into all this stuff. We have a lot. Okay, Delta's Sky Lounge is coming to the Sphere. Let's see, where did I have this? It says Delta named official airline of Sphere, bringing first branded hospitality space to Las Vegas's iconic venue. Delta and Sphere will kick off their partnership with the Delta Sky 360 Club, Sphere's first branded hospitality space. I think it's open. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's opening soon. But as a part of the multi-year partnership, Delta and Sphere will introduce the Delta Sky 360 Club, Sphere's first branded hospitality space, and provide premium experiences to SkyMiles members through the SkyMiles Experience platform, reinforcing Delta's commitment to connecting customers to the moments that matter most. At Delta, our mission is to make every journey matter, and that extends beyond the fight, said Alice Tillman, Chief Marketing Officer at Delta Airlines. Just as we connect people to places and experiences that matter most, this partnership allows us to bring the same spirit of connection and innovation to one of the most iconic venues in the world. Yeah, anyway, I think it's open. But it looks really cool. It looks very futuristic. It looks very. Did you ever see the movie Passengers? I don't know why that movie didn't do as well as it should have. The one with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. It's one where they're stuck in space. It's giving that vibe. So I will definitely. I'm curious also to like they're still doing Wizard of Oz there. I'm curious what other movie they're going to do. Or what other movies they're going to do. And yeah, I don't know. The Sphere is expensive, but it was pretty fun. It was a good experience. I recommend people do it at least once. Let's see. Emily in Paris is renewed for season 6. I have been watching the new season, and I gotta tell you, I do not care for the Italian guy. I don't. I think he's annoying. I think he's a crybaby. I think he's boring. I like his mom. I like the whole Rome thing, but I just don't like him. Who I want her to be with is Alfie. That's who I want her to be with. And for a second there, I thought we lost him because he wasn't in a lot of episodes, but he's back. I'm not quite finished yet. I think I have 2 or 3 more episodes left. But also, I love this show. People keep saying they need to revoke her visa. They need to cancel this show. Like, how many places is she going to go? How long is she going to be in Paris? This show is fun. This show is bright. It's not filmed dark. It's filmed bright and fun, and it's just an easy watch. My friend Mallory's like, I saw online where they're like, they need to stop making her friends sing. I'm like, okay, I get that. I don't get that whole side character thing. Like, she's like the most famous person in China and France and in Paris, but yet they live in that tiny apartment. I'm like, obviously, the show is completely unrealistic. Like, they would never be glammed up like that every single day just to go to work or just to go to the cafe. They've never worn the same thing twice. All their outfits, like, where are they putting all these outfits? There's no way. But it's just a fun show. It's just fun. Just watch it and enjoy yourself. I'm currently doing my puzzle. It is a 1990s pop culture puzzle, and I watch Emily in Paris, and I love it. So it's been renewed for season 6. But my intro with cashmere, I don't know what I thought cashmere was made out of. I had no idea it was made out of goat hair. They announced it in this show. Not announced. They talked about it in this show, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, they have a cashmere farm, and so I was like, oh, what is cashmere? Like, what is a cashmere farm? Just goats. It's the undercoat of the goat's fur. I don't think goats have wool. I think it's hair. I don't think it's fur, but I think it's anyway. I had no idea. I had no idea. I actually do have a cashmere sweater, and I bought it. It's this place in Phoenix. What was it called? Last Chance or something? But it's a Nordstrom store, but they do not have like Nordstrom anywhere on it because this place it's in the basement of like this shopping mall. But it is a lot of stuff that comes from Nordstrom that they just can't sell, and they can't even sell at Nordstrom Rack. I don't know why. There's some stuff there. It's like, yeah, I know why this is here, and it's not even gonna sell here, so you need to burn this. But I got a cashmere sweater for like $20, and it's like 100% cashmere. Can't wash it. I had to dry clean it. But I got that. They had a whole bin of Skims underwear, and I bought underwear that didn't even fit me because it was the Skims underwear was like $3.25 per pair. I'm like, I will make myself fit into this underwear. Me and my friend Angelina literally picked up every single pair of underwear and looked for Skims. And this lady's like, "What size are you looking for?" And we're like, "We're just looking for Skims." She's like, "Oh, no size." We're like, "No, just give it to us." And yeah, so that's where I got a lot of my Skims. But it's in Phoenix. I don't know exactly where. It's called I'm pretty sure it's called Last Chance. And my friend Kristen used to live in Phoenix, and she's like, "Oh, I went there all the time." She's like, "What I love to do is I love to go there. I love to put my headphones in and just search because it is huge. It's massive, and you just search and search and search, and you do find good stuff eventually." Yeah. Anyway, that's where I got my cashmere sweater from. Did you guys see Trisha Paytas is trying to apply to be in Congress? I love it, and she's dead serious too. She's sitting at her table holding her baby, eating buttered noodles, and you can tell she's like on her computer. And she's like, "So you need to get this many votes, this many signatures." She's like, "Can I get online signatures? Because if that's the case, then I can do that." She's like, my slogan would be California can be good. And she's like, "I think I would do a good job." And I'm like, I love this. Even Tana Mojo commented, she's like, I would vote. Like, I would vote for sure. Kendall Jenner is the new face of Armani fragrance. Curious how it smells. This one's exciting, you guys. It's not like we couldn't have watched them on Peacock, but now all of the Kardashian seasons, all the old ones, are going to be on Hulu. That includes the spin-off shows like Courtney and Kim Take New York, Courtney and Chloe Take Miami, is it Courtney and Chloe Take the Hamptons? I'm curious if they'll put Chloe and Lamar on there. But yeah, like all their spin-off shows, I'm assuming the Kylie one. I like that one. I don't know why they didn't keep going with it. I think she got pregnant. I think that's why. I want to know how much Hulu paid to get this on here, but I think it's just showing me what they paid to get the new show started. It said Hulu reportedly paid the Kardashian Jenner family a significant nine-figure sum, with sources suggesting a deal around 100 million or more, possibly even topping 150 million for the series. The Kardashians started in 2022 following the move from E. While the exact figures are private, the deal secured them a major platform, with each family member receiving an equal cut. That's not fair. That is not fair. Kendall shouldn't get as much. Courtney shouldn't get as much. The people that should be getting the most is Kim, Chloe, and Chris. That's interesting to me that they didn't care. But I think the ones that actually do care about the show realize it is leverage. The show is leverage for them to promote their stuff. So I think in the end they're the smart ones, but you think they'd be a little bit better. I mean, also Kim doesn't need the money. Chloe probably does. I mean, none of them really need the money, but Kim for sure. And I think Chris is just making the money from all of them, so she doesn't care. I told you guys there's a channel on my TV that just plays the Kardashians over and over again, and I was so excited. But I quickly found out that they just play the same episodes over and over and over again. It's not like they do the whole seasons. And I'm like, oh, that's so unfortunate. So now I've seen all those episodes that have been on that channel multiple times because I just put it on in the background to have. Anyway, it is not saying when or how much they paid, but I think this show, the original Kardashians show, comes on Hulu February 16th. So, also, when is Hulu merging? Hulu, we've already talked about this. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, it just says sometime in 2026. For some reason, I had in my mind it was like January 2026. Beginning in 2026, Hulu will be merged into Disney Plus. That's kind of sad. It's the end of an era. Okay, what's next? Traders has started. I've only watched one episode, but it is good. This new season they mixed things up. So now there is a trader. There's the three traders that are always there, but there's a secret trader that nobody knows about, not even the audience, and that should be interesting. So like that trader's off doing their own thing, killing their own people on their own. Meanwhile, there's the three other traders that we all know about that are doing their own thing. So it's like this is interesting. This is getting juicy. Donna Kelsey's on it, and she's actually quite lovable. Like she's very fun, and I thought she'd be more quiet, but she's actually pretty talkative when she wants to be. There's a part where they're showing like if that person is the secret trader, but they're not allowed to show any. Like he's like, no, don't like make any facial expressions whatsoever because you don't want to give away like if you are or not. And Donna Kelsey gets hers, and she just is like saying that she's like and nods. And someone's like, that's the face of someone who makes NFL football players. And someone's like, I don't dare do anything to her because the Swifties will come after you. And I'm like, it's probably true. But it's good. I have enjoyed it so far. And I can't wait to watch the other ones. I think I'll have three catch up on because they come out on Thursdays. But yeah, anyway, it's on Peacock. I think it's on Wednesday nights, I want to say. Wednesday nights or Thursday nights on Peacock. Or NBC and then the next day on Peacock. It's a good one. If you like reality like game show type things. This one's very, very good. Probably because the cast is all reality TV stars and they're so good at what they do. I think people realize or don't realize how hard actual reality television can be. Like you have to be like a likable person, you have to be funny, you have to be charismatic, you have to get people to like you, not just like your character you're playing, but like who you are. That'd be hard. I know this is late, but the Ashley Tisdale mom drama thing. I don't know if I talked about this last time, but basically she said she's like, I am leaving my friend group because I am tired of being left out. I'm tired of all this stuff. And what she was saying was, she's like, there have been many times where they all get together and I find out about it later, or they post it on social media, or I'm just not invited. Um, and in this group, they're referencing that it's Megan Trainor. It's like a whole group of them. Megan Trainor, Mandy Moore, and Hilary Duff, who are like the main, most famous people in this group. Hilary Duff's husband, who I think is kind of a troublemaker. He just seems kind of like that kind of person, but um, he went on and like mocked Ashley Tisdale's interview, I think, for what was it, the New York Times or something. Anyway, basically saying how he's like, oh yeah, isn't it crazy how people like grow up and have families and have kids and have other responsibilities and they can't have time for all these friends. But I'm like, that's not really what she was saying. She wasn't saying like I'm mad at them because they're taking care of their family. She was saying they're purposely leaving me out. Who knows? Who knows telling the truth? Who knows who is like the one on the right here? And Megan Trainor, I saw a video of hers last night, and she's like, when you find out that you're a part of the mom drama and you had no idea. I'm like, yeah, I just don't see Megan Trainor having problems with anybody. And yet she gets so much hate. I don't know why. It's kind of sad. Even though now she's like lost a lot of weight and like is in really good shape and just like looks healthy and happy, people are like, something about her doesn't look right. She doesn't need to be skinny. I'm like, that's so sad to say to somebody. Like, how sad is that? Okay, Housemaid 2 is in the works. I'm pretty sure they said Amanda Seyfried is coming back. I hope. I got a TikTok the other day. It said, "This is who I want in my next housemaid," and it's Brittany Snow. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I love how she's having like a resurgence. Like she kind of had her heyday for a minute in Hairspray and that kind of stuff, Pitch Perfect, and then she kind of went away. But I'm glad she's like back and thriving and all is good. Millie Bobby Brown has a kids clothing collection at Walmart called Mills. I just love how she is just like a businesswoman and she's gonna make as much money as she possibly can from this role on Stranger Things. Kylie Kylie Jenner, I don't know why I didn't put this on my Kardashian section, has a new fragrance. Let's see, Kylie Cosmetics. It is called Cosmic Intense. It's not sold yet, but the bottle's cool. It's like a matte red color. A bold evolution of the original best-selling fragrance. I don't want to get notified. I want to know what. Oh wait, when does it come out? Kylie looked so good at the Golden Globes. So, so, so good. That dress she was wearing. I want to get notified. Will you let me know, please? 8 days. January 21st is when the fragrance comes out. But I want to see what is made out of. Tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Guess it won't tell me. Sorry, guys. I don't know what the scents are in this, but it is apparently more intense than her other ones. J-Lo is selling her $50 million Beverly Hills estate, and it is beautiful. It's gorgeous. You walk in and it feels more like a lobby. Like the main living room area is so big, but it's gorgeous, like no doubt about it. But 52 million, I think it's the one she bought with Ben Affleck. I was gonna say Ben Stiller. I'm like, that is not right. Ben Affleck. Yeah, she was seen at the. I feel bad. She sang a cover of "Young and Beautiful" by Lana Del Rey at her Vegas show in Vegas on New Year's. I don't think it sounds that bad, but everyone is like bashing on her for it. I'm like, you guys, come on. Like, I know she has her issues and she can be not a nice person, but just the pile on hate of people, it gets old after a while. Like, it's like, okay, that's enough. Like, you're getting a little too out of hand. That's kind of how I feel about her. How I feel about Megan Trainor. Who else is just constantly hated on? It's like, you guys, you've got to let up. Yeah, the house is beautiful, but I do not have $52 million, so I'm so sorry. Okay, I know I talked about this the other day. I can't remember if I talked about all this, though. I said Roar is now 18 times platinum by Katy Perry, which is 2 million more units and it's double diamond. But Dark Horse is now the best-selling female song of all time. Is 21 times platinum. And once Roar hits 20 times platinum, it'll be the first album ever to have two double diamond songs on one album. And that's not even the album that was like her most successful, you know? Like obviously Teenage Dream was the one everyone uh relates to her probably the most. So the fact that it's another album, that's crazy. That is crazy to me. Also, my podcast I was listening to the other day, the Bad Broadcast, they were going so hard on it was her and her friend Lucy, and I love them. But it is clear that they don't like Katy Perry. And I don't understand like why people are so stuck on the fact that she went to space. But like not even the Katy Cat fandom really thinks about that anymore. The only people that think about that is the people that just despise her and they think it is so like weird and annoying and stupid that she went to space. I'm like, why? Like, how is that? How? Why? I don't understand what the big deal is. I really don't get it. I don't get it. People go to space all the time, and Katy Perry's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to space." Why? Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. Oh my gosh, she just wants attention. Oh my gosh, she's so annoying. She's always doing the most annoying things. I'm like, y'all need to chill out. She's also another person. It's like, hey, the pile on hate is over. Like, it's done. Just leave her alone. Like, let us have our fun. And they're like, yeah, and that was supposed to be promo for her tour because she did like the 143 tour while she was in space, and like, and it flopped. I'm like, actually, it did not flop. It made $140 million. So, like, when you can do that, then maybe you can say it's a flop because you've done it better than her. But like they just like people now just talk about stuff with her that's not even accurate. It's like all this stuff's like, oh, she's a flop. I'm like, actually, not really. She's still one of the most listened to artists on Spotify, still to this day. Um, I don't know. It just breaks my little heart. It just breaks my little kitty cat heart because I feel like I have to defend her all the time. And like a lot of times now, I'm just like, whatever. I'm not. If you don't like her, whatever. But sometimes it's just like, really, like, why is it just continuously going on? I don't know. Anyway, I'm like that Kim Kardashian clip. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this anymore. That's how I feel trying to defend Katy Perry. And I know people don't believe me, but her concert this year, the one in California, well, I went to both of them. They were both fun. The one in Anaheim was one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life. It was so fun. So yeah, there's that. Okay, last thing he told me, that's the show with Jennifer Garner that is produced by Reese Witherspoon. It's like based off a book from Reese's book club. Oh, I joined a book club also. The first book we're reading is called Local Woman Missing. So obviously it is a mystery. And I'm so excited. I have never been in a book club before, but here I am. So I need to finish. I'm already halfway through the first Hunger Games book. What I was doing was like I was listening along with the book, but usually this books on Spotify, Audible, whatever are free. They're free for like 10 hours. They make you pay for the Hunger Games ones, and they're like $22 each. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I found someone who put them on Spotify illegally, and I'm like, how did they get away with this? And I got like to page 100, and then I went to go listen to it again as I follow along with it, and it's gone. So they found out about it. I'm like, well, now what am I gonna do? I'm like, well, I can just read the book. Like I don't have to listen to it. So I am now reading it on my own, and it's so good. It's so good. I can't believe how accurate it is to the movies. Like it's crazy how well they did that. Anyway, so I'm in a book club now. But yeah, the last thing he told me, it was on Apple TV. The season 2 is coming out. So that should be excited. This one I thought was funny is James Charles. His butt obviously looks unnatural, but he admitted to a BBL. And he explained that someone's like, I need to know what and where James Charles went to get his butt done. And he told them on TikTok. I'm like, wow, I never thought that he would say that. In my opinion, it does not look good. It looks very unnatural and does not go with his body, but teach their own. Chrissy Teigen, Jelly Roll, and Sarah Michelle Gellar are going to be guest judges. Maybe they're not guests. Maybe they're actual judges on Star Search. That is that new show I was telling you about. That's going to come back to Netflix. So should be interesting. I don't think I'm going to watch it. I just don't really care for shows like that. Okay, the Rapunzel cast has been announced. Flynn Rider will be played by Milo Manheim. He was in like the zombie movies on Disney Channel. He was also in Thanksgiving. Did you guys ever see Thanksgiving? He looks very, very, very much like Flynn Rider. That is a great cast. I don't know about his acting. I don't know really about anything else, but that he is a good cast. Let's see, what's her name? Tegan Croft. She's going to be playing Rapunzel. I don't know what she's been in. Should we find out? She's been in Titans. That's the one on HBO. That's one I wanted to watch because I had that guy that I like in it, but it was just too gory. The only thing I know of her in is Titans. That's it. She's only been in 3 or 6 things, and I couldn't tell you the other stuff. Yeah, she'll be in Tangled and 2 other ones she's going to be playing in. But what I was also getting at is Catherine Hahn is rumored to be playing Mother Gothel, and I think that'll be fantastic. So here we go. Okay, Samsung has released a 130-inch TV. It's so big that it comes with its own like floor stand. Someone's like, you won't have to worry about mounting it because it has its own floor stand. I'm like, that's a big TV. I couldn't find a price, but you know it's probably expensive. Emma Stone did an interview where she said she waited outside in the freezing cold in New York and made her brother do it too, just to get a glimpse of Jen Shaw walking out of court. And she said she never saw her, but she is a big, big fan. And I love when big A-list actors, celebrities like that love reality TV, especially the Housewives franchise, especially the Salt Lake Housewives franchise, because it's just near and dear to my heart. Also, I went to a restaurant that just opened in Daybreak, which is where Whitney Rose lives, and I think she's been to this place a couple times now, but it's called the Lake Break. It's right behind the Harmons in Daybreak, right next to the lake, and it's like a yacht club vibe. They had delicious food. I posted it on my Instagram the other day, but they had these nachos, these pork nachos, probably some of the best I've ever had. I had the lobster mac and cheese. Connor got the lobster roll with French fries, and it like I honestly had a hard time choosing what I wanted to eat because it all looked so good. So if you're ever in Daybreak or you want to go out there, maybe spot Whitney Rose there. It's very, very good. It's like a medium price range. It's not too expensive, but it's not like a budget place that you're gonna go to. But they also do like specialty cocktails. Upstairs is called the captain's quarters, and it's only open from like 5 to closing certain days. But you have to be 21 and over to go up there, and I think you have to reserve that upstairs. It's just like a little lounge, little kind of like place you can go up and have a cocktail, cosmopolitan or whatever you want. But yeah, I really liked it. Anyway, back to Real Housewives. The season finale happened. This was last week or the week before, maybe. Yeah, they had a whole intervention with Meredith that did not go well. Mary kind of took the reins on that one. She's like, "You need help. We can see it. You're sick. There's something wrong with you, and we're worried about you. We're scared for you, Meredith." And she's like, "I am fine." She's like, "No, you're not. No, you're not, Meredith. You're not fine." So yeah, it's a cliffhanger. But the reunion, I think, happens. Is it tonight? Might be tonight. There's a 3-part reunion, and I think it starts tonight. So trust I will be catching up on that and watching that. It's kind of sad though that it's already over again, and it just makes me wonder, like, is the next season still going to be good? Because they just keep being good, consistent seasons. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake, and someone was like, "This is like the only cast that has lasted this long in Housewives history that's been the same. Like they've had people come and go, but the original cast has all stayed except for Jen, obviously. But Heather, Lisa, Whitney, Meredith, Mary. Who else was an original? I think are those the 4 originals? I mean, and Jen, but obviously she's gone. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that it's been almost 7 seasons now, and they're all still there. But I've heard that Meredith is done. We'll see. Okay, let's get into the books that are coming out this year. It's hard to find, like, I don't know if they just don't know what books to put in what category or if they really know what books are actually coming out, but it's hard to find all the books because I had to go in and put books that I knew were coming out in this list from Google because they weren't in it. But these are all the celebrity books, memoirs, whatever that are coming out this year. So first is Jeanette McCurdy. She has it's is it a novel? And maybe it's not. It says the follow-up to her massive bestseller, I'm Glad My Mom Died. I think this has to do, if you read the book, she dated that guy that was older than her for a while, and I think that might be what this is. I thought it was a novel that she was writing because people were kind of up in arms about it when she announced the title of it. But I mean, if it's her story, like whatever. A half his age in January, January 20th. Jeremy Renner, he is it Hawkeye? Is that who he is in Avengers? It's called My Next Breath, January 15th. A reflection on his life and his incredible recovery following his near-death fatal snowplow incident. If you were unaware, got ran over by a snowplow or hit something happened, but he was like almost dead. He was in the hospital for a while, and like it's a miracle that he survived. So apparently this is I thought he already had one. Maybe they just announced it, and I thought the book was out. This one I'm excited for. This is one I had to add in myself, which I get because it's not like he's necessarily a celebrity, but he kind of is in his own right. Chris Appleton, he's the celebrity hairstylist. He does J-Lo's hair, he does Chriselle's hair, he does most famously Kim Kardashian's hair, like pretty much all the Kardashians' hair. His book is called Your Roots Don't Define You, comes out January 20th. Talks about self-worth and breaking free from expectations. I will be getting that one. Bunny XO, that is Jelly Roll's wife. Her book is called Stripped Down, comes out February 10th. It says, with a heavy dose of humor and a refreshing sense of self-awareness, Bunny pulls no punches as she shares her journey of redemption while offering some homespun wisdom to those who need a little saving themselves. David Archuleta. This one I had to add in as well. David Archuleta, his book is called Devout. It's called Devout, Losing My Faith to Find Myself, February 27th. Talks about his faith and fame and identity. Christina Applegate, I feel so bad for her. Every time I see her name, I just feel so bad. Hers is called You with the Sad Eyes, March 3rd. A raw and honest look at her career and her journey living with MS. I always think about how she was supposed to play Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, and she turned it down. I think she even has said, like, that's a huge regret of hers. But Reese Witherspoon, she just does such a good job. Liza Minnelli, it's a Kids Wait Till You Hear This, March 10th. The long-awaited autobiography from the EGOT winner covering her Hollywood childhood and her own legendary career. Arsenio Hall, it's untitled as of now, expected in Q1 of this year. The late-night icon discusses his rise to fame, famous friendships, and why he walked away at the height of his success. Okay, now we're into springtime. We've got Dorit Kemsley, April 7th. Her book is called Unburdened. Dorit, if you're unaware, she's from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Love her. Jenny Garth, I Choose Me, Chasing Joy, Finding Purpose, and Embracing Reinvention, April 14th. The 90210 star shares her journey from personal growth and reinvention. Lena Dunham, Fame Sick, April 14th. Her second memoir focusing on the decade of 2010-2020, her battle with chronic illness, endometriosis, and the reality of public notoriety. This one I'm so excited for. Emma Grede, Start With Yourself. Emma Grede is the lady I've talked about her before many times. She started Skims with Kim. She started Good American. She started Safely. She has a couple of her own companies. She has her own podcast right now that I listen to every single week. It's very, very good. That comes out April 14th. She's a fantastic business person. So if you want business insight, business tips and tricks, like she is all about business and she loves it. So she is a good one to listen to. Valerie Bertinelli, it's called Getting Naked, The Quiet Work, expected spring, continuing her journey of self-discovery and body positivity. Laverne Cox, Transcendent, June 9th, talks about her childhood in Alabama and moving to New York. Hannah Brown, this one is not a autobiography or whatever memoir. It's a novel. Reasons to Be Loved by You, June 23rd, a romance novel. Okay, other major 2026 releases. We've got Cher. This is the second part of her book. Cher, the memoir part 2. This book is huge, you guys. November 17th, following the first volume released late 2024, the second part covers her later career, motherhood, and iconic status as a goddess of pop. The book is almost 500 pages long. That's the second part. I love her. Did you see her on Armchair Expert when she was being interviewed by Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell was with her? I think she was just with her because they starred in Burlesque together. But she's like, why are you married to him? And she's like, because he's so sweet and loving. She's like, I know, but like you can do better. Like you deserve someone better. She's like, no. He's a sweet guy and he like slowly grows on you or whatever. And she's like, okay, if you say so. Like it's his podcast and she's talking about him that way. Marla Gibbs, It's Never Too Late, the 94-year-old sitcom legend, The Jeffersons, tells her story of grit and success in Hollywood. Ty Herndon, Jacob's Ladder is a working title, apparently. I don't know. The country star details his journey as the first openly gay male country artist and his path through addiction and recovery. And then we have Sylvester Stallone, The Steps, a memoir and motivational book reflecting on the steps he took to build his career. You know who else's book is really good is Arnold Schwarzenegger's books. They're good. And then we have Brandy, the last one. Brandy, an untitled memoir. The Vocal Bible is set to release her first book detailing her life in the music industry and her personal evolution. So a lot to take in there. Okay, now we'll do the movies and we'll wrap this up and I'll let you guys be on your way. Okay, I had to do this on Gemini, but I had to do it on my computer because it wouldn't show me all of the information on my phone, which is so annoying. Okay, coming up, we have this one I'm actually seeing on Thursday, which is so interesting because this is not like a movie. It's just very gory, but I saw the last one and I actually actually genuinely liked it. My friend Mallory hated it, but this one's 28 years later. The Bone Temple. It says Cillian Murphy returns to the horror franchise. And this is like a continuation of 28 days later, 28 weeks later, 28 years later. And apparently 28 years, The Bone Temple, and then there's a third movie. And supposedly the third movie is the best one in the director's opinion. But he's like, you guys have to make the other one successful. So we'll see. January 23rd, Return to Silent Hill. It's the new psychological horror based on the game. January 23rd is Mercy. That's the one with Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. It's the sci-fi thriller. Basically, she's like the judge. It's like futuristic, I think. And he has like 48 hours or something to prove his innocence, or he gets thrown in jail or dies or something. I don't know. This one is going to be a very popular one. Wuthering Heights, February 13th. Right on time for Valentine's Day. Perfect. Emerald Fennell directs Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. Now, I saw a clip of a picture of her in a dress for the movie. I'm like, that is not a dress of that time period. And I was told that this movie bends time and whatever, like their Wuthering Heights bends time. Like there's no set time period. But they also said that this probably proves the theory that it's a girl reading Wuthering Heights and she's imagining herself in this time period. If that makes sense. Also, February 13th is called Goat. It's that new sports animated film. I think it's produced by Steph Curry, but I don't know. I don't love the animation in this. It's about animals that play basketball. Sports drama starring David Harbour and Anthony Mackie. February 27th is Scream 7. I didn't realize it came out that soon. I actually want to watch all these. Wish me luck. Neve Campbell returns to the iconic slasher series. March 6th is The Bride. This one is directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, and I'm super excited. It's a story about Frankenstein's bride, and it looks good. It looks very, very good. March 6th is Hoppers. It's that one about the beavers. It's a Pixar movie where she can talk to animals. March 20th, Project Hail Mary. Now, I've heard this book is really good. This is the one with Ryan Gosling in it, and he goes to space to study something, and he encounters another alien or an alien, and they become friends and they help to save each other's planets. How cute. Okay, let's see. April 3rd, we have the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's the sequel to the 2023 blockbuster hit. The first one was hilarious. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend watching it. It was so good. April 17th is Alpha. I don't know. Female-led spy thriller starring Aliyah Bhatt. I feel like I know that one. April 24th, we've got Michael, the long-awaited Michael Jackson biopic. Is it biopic or biopic? Biopic. This one I'm so excited for. May 1st, The Devil Wears Prada 2. Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway return to the fashion world. I was at a party the other day and someone's like, they're talking about movies coming out and they're like, oh, and then The Devil Wears Prada 2. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. And everyone's like, no, we're all aware that's going to be a terrible one. I'm like, what? You guys can't speak like that about that movie. I hope they're not right, but it's hard, especially when a movie is so iconic and you wait this long to put out a sequel. It could not go well, but I'm keeping a positive mindset on this one. May 8th is Mortal Kombat 2, and this movie has been pushed back like a lot, like quite a bit. So I'm actually surprised. I will be surprised also if it does end up coming out on May 8th. It says action sequel featuring Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. Don't know anything about that. May 22nd is The Mandalorian and Grogu. I know nothing about Star Wars, so I'm kind of useless on that. June 5th is Masters of the Universe. It's a live-action He-Man film starring Nicholas Galitzine. This is the picture where Noah Centineo posted, and he looks so bad. I'm so sorry. I know that's not right to talk about people's bodies, but he looks so bad, you guys. He kind of is on the same spectrum as when I was talking about what's his name? What's the soccer player's name? It's on the tip of my tongue. I am so mad I can't remember this. Was it this one I talked about him in? No, no, no. Cristiano Ronaldo. That's what it is. Cristiano Ronaldo. They just don't look good. They went too far with their workout plan, their diet plan, their whatever. Doesn't look good. Okay, June 19th, we got Toy Story 5. This one should be good. The toys are dealing with the new rise of technology and how to compete with them. June 26th is Supergirl, A Woman of Tomorrow. Millie Alcock stars in the new DC Universe's Cosmic Epic. What? Universe's Cosmic Epic. What does that even mean? Okay, July 1st, we have Minions 3. I love that there's the third Minions. July 10th is the live action Moana, which I'm not too sure about. Why are they doing a Moana live action already? The movie's only 10 years old. Interesting. July 17th is The Odyssey. This one's probably one of the most anticipated movies of the year. It's Christopher Nolan's next huge movie with Matt Damon and Tom Holland. There's a lot of people in this movie, but that's just who they're saying on here. This one, whoever comes up with these movies and like the Saw movies, they need to be imprisoned. Like, I'm not even joking you. The fact that we're just like okay with movies like this being made and no one's concerned. The Terrifier 4, October 1st. Art the Clown returns for another gruesome sequel. Wow, on this list, there's nothing from August to September. I wonder if that's right. Surely they have to have movies coming out in those time periods. Okay, October 23rd is Street Fighter, a new live action adaptation of the classic fighting game. November 6th, The Cat in the Hat. I can't stand the look of this animation, so I probably will not be seeing it. Also, I think it's made for little children. Animated adaptation featuring the voice of Bill Hader. And this one, November 20th, The Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping. Prequel focused on Hamish Abernathy's games. And then here is the holiday section. On December 4th, we have Violent Night. As David Harbour returns as the action hero Santa. Or December 11th, I didn't even know they were coming up with this. Jumanji 3. The core cast returns for a new level of the game. The Jumanji movies are so funny. December 18th, Avengers Doomsday. This is also another huge one people are waiting for. Robert Downey Jr. returns to the MCU as Doctor Doom. And this one is also a huge one people are waiting for. That one, I would say Odyssey. Let's see. I'm trying to think. My top ones would be Super Mario Galaxy, Odyssey, Devil Wears Prada, Dune Part 3, Avengers, and did I already say Odyssey? I think that's it. Yeah, okay, those ones. Okay. December 18th is Dune Part 3. Dennis Villeneuve, I think that's how you say his name, concludes his Arcus trilogy. What does Arcus mean? Anyway, yeah, that is it, you guys. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of my podcast, and don't forget to watch on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment, and just have a conversation. I'll respond in the comments. I will talk to you. Don't be afraid. I know people say I look mean, but I promise I am not. I can't. It feels okay. This is my resting face, so I can see why people would think that that I'm a mean person. It just seems unnatural for me to sit like this. Doesn't that look creepy? Like I can't sit like that. I can't just sit and I have tried to make myself. I'm trying to now currently just sit with a little bit of a smile, a little bit of a my lips not so much frowning, but just a little bit of a happy to be here vibe, but not a resting bitch face. I fear that has cost me a lot of friendships and relationships and just people wanting to have conversations with me because I get it. I look not approachable and it's unfortunate, but it just seems not right for me to sit there that's just not it. So yeah, how did I get into that? Why was I talking about that? Oh, okay. I will respond to you if you talk to me. If you converse with me online, I will respond. I'm a nice person. I promise you. I promise. It always reminds me of that clip I saw. Ashley Tisdale did an interview about High School Musical, and she's like, "Please, I promise I'm nice. I promise I play a mean character on TV, but I promise I'm nice." And I'm like, that is how I have felt my whole life. Please come talk to me. Please come say hi to me. I'm not scary. I promise you. I promise. Everyone says I'm intimidating, and I'm not. I'm not. So enough with that. Anyway, please subscribe. Please like. Please rate. Please comment. Tell people about me. But anyway, you have been on the phone with Kacey K, and now I'm hanging up. So have a great week, and thanks for listening.